To work and live, of course, we all know that. And three of the state's top law firms are teaming up with Maine Law to get more lawyers to practice right here in Maine.
And it's called the 1L Diversity Program. And here with us this morning, we have Patrick Scully, CEO of the Bernstein Schur Law Firm. Pat, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Lauren.
Now, talk to us a little bit, I know because you created this program, so talk to us a little bit about what the program is and what inspired you to create it.
Well, it was actually the creation of the three managing partners of Maine's largest law firms. Myself, Dave Berry from Pierce Atwood, and Casey Jones from Verrill. And we realized that each of our firms has had a challenge of trying to bring in more diversity into our profession, into our law firms, more diverse lawyers. And we felt that if we got together as a group, we could probably accomplish more together than we could individually. So we came up with this program as a way to bring more diverse lawyers into our firms, into Maine, and give them a chance to experience what Maine and what working in law firms is like, with the hope that we could, over time, build a more diverse legal community in the state.
From the outside looking in, you're asking two of your competitors, three competitors in all, to work together on something and getting together. Sounds like it's bad business. It's like people are going, what are you doing?
It's really unique because we are competitors, and we've never really done anything collaboratively before. And so, in fact, the three of us had never been in the same room before. So the opportunity to get together and say, hey, here's something we all struggle with, and maybe if we put our heads together, we could do something creative and make some progress that would benefit not just our three firms, but benefit the state and the practice as a whole.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the need, because obviously you saw a need for this?
Well, you know, we all know that Maine is a very white state. The legal profession is no different. Something like 85% of lawyers across the country are white. And we know that's not what our communities look like as a whole. And we believe there's real value to law firms and to businesses generally of having their employees look more like the rest of the world and to bring in those different perspectives and different kinds of people. And so the challenge is, how do we get those people to kind of come to Maine to experience what it's like to work for a firm in Maine, and to hopefully decide to come here permanently and over time build a real diverse community.
How many law students are you going to accept into it, and what's your goal with the project? In general, down the road.
Well, we're starting relatively small for this coming summer in 2020. We're going to have 2 1L students at each of the three firms, so a total of 6. And our hope is that in future years, we'll get other firms to join in with us, and they'll hire students, and we can slowly grow the program. The idea ultimately is to have an increasing number of diverse lawyers being a part of the mix of the law firm community in Maine.
Now, how can people sign up, and when can they start signing up?
We've got a website up that's been made publicly available, and I believe there's a link available to it. We will start signing people up on the 15th of December, and we're open to law students from all over the United States. We're hoping to get a big applicant pool, and the three firms will work together to actually choose who the winning students are.
One last thing, this is of course doing it with law firms. Wouldn't you like to see this go to other businesses out there in Maine?
Absolutely. I think, you know, what we're hoping is that we can demonstrate the ability to grow diversity in the legal community in Maine, not just with law firms, but other organizations that hire lawyers, but that other companies and other businesses will kind of look at this as a good example, and they could do the same thing.
Wonderful. Pat, thanks so much for joining us again. December 15th is when you can start signing up.
Great. Thanks very much.
Sounds great. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Hey, let's talk about the weather now. Meteorologist Vanna Jellick joining